Army, it's Ashley and Y, but you can call me Annie, back at it again with a new video. And today, as you could tell by the title, I am going to be telling y'all how I moved to LA at 21. I'm going to be doing a 3-part series. So basically this first video is, of course, how I moved to LA. Second video is going to be 5 ways you can make money. And this is not like filling out a job application and doing like a 9-to-5 type gig. This is like on your own time. And then the third video is going to be how to save your money. So make sure that you all subscribe so that you can tune into all the videos. I believe they're going to be very helpful. Without further ado, let's get right into it. A lot of people have been asking me like, oh my gosh, how did you do it? How did you move to LA? So first of all, there was not a lot keeping me in Illinois other than my family. So that's a huge thing. Like, I know people like to stay where they're at, majority because of like their family, but don't get me wrong, I love my family, but I just knew that like where I lived just was not for me. And I always knew that, and I always wanted to move, and it was between LA and Atlanta. And I have family in Atlanta, but I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm an Atlanta type of person. So that's what like swayed me towards LA. That was the biggest thing. First of all, is just knowing like, you know, like, can you do it? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people base everything they do off of like other people. So you have to be really, really strong. 2 was just knowing like, okay, this is where I want to be. Like when I first visited in September, I was like, I'm moving here. I was like, I don't know how I'm moving here, but I'm gonna figure it out and move here. Literally, as soon as I got back to Illinois, I was like thinking to myself like, okay, how can I make money? Like, how can I make good money? Because at this point, I was doing DoorDash, as y'all know in like my DoorDash video. And don't get me wrong, DoorDash definitely put money in my pocket, but not as fast as I needed it to. Like, you know, the average week on DoorDash, if you hustle, you could make like $500. And there is people that make more than that. But just like in my area, like I would have to go all the way to Chicago to do DoorDash, and it kind of would be like a waste, I would say, especially with the weather. So I was like, okay, what else can I do? So my dad, he does Uber, and he kept telling me to do Uber, and there was so many other people that kept telling me to do Uber too, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do Uber. Like, I'm a girl, like I might feel uncomfortable, yada yada, whatever the case may be. But when I came here and I was like, I want to live here, and like I seen the amount of money my dad was making, I was like, okay, like I might as well just do Uber. So as soon as I got back to Illinois, I got a new car because I thought that my old car was too old to do Uber. Turns out it was not, but it's okay. I ended up just getting a new car. Like, I didn't even have a down payment or anything. I was just like, I'm gonna get a car. So first I was going, well, I actually did. I was doing like their leasing program where I was gonna lease, but I ended up returning the car in like 3 days because I was like, like this is gonna add up way too much. Like, I think it was going to be, because it all depends on your credit, like $500 a month to lease the car. And I was just like, this is good because you can just give it back. But at the same time, like if I just get my own new car, the payment will be less. And on top of that, like once the miles just get up there, I can kind of just, you know, trade it out. So that's what I did. I got a new car and I started doing Uber. Y'all, I at first wasn't like Ubering my ass off, but I was kind of just like, okay, let me get out here, let me make this money. I was making like, I don't know. I think I was making like $500 a week, but it was like easier than doing DoorDash because you're just dropping people off. Like, you don't have to get out the car. So I was at first just making like $500 a week, and I was just like, okay, cool, like saving here and there. But at the same time, I was kind of playing around just because I was like trying to put a little bit more into YouTube and like do other things. So I was like not taking it 100% serious. But once I think it was like September, October, November, I think it was like October came around, like the end of October. And I was just like, dang, like I don't want to spend another winter here in Illinois. Like I cannot do this. Like I literally cannot do this. Like I feel like I'm wasting my time by being here. Cause don't get me wrong, I made a lot of connections and like I was doing stuff, but like I really wasn't putting myself out there because I was like, dang, like I don't plan on living here. So I don't want to build up this whole career here and then leave and have to like start fresh. Mind you, I am 21, but like still, like my mind just thinks way, way, way ahead. So at that point, I was like, okay, I need to quit playing. So from there on, I was literally making like $600 to $1,000 a week doing Uber. Mind you, I would drive to Chicago because it's worth it. Like driving to Chicago from where I lived with no traffic, the way I drive could take me like 35 minutes. And I know that I could go out there and make like $200 in one day, and I'm only putting like $15 in my tank. So you're making, you know, you're making the money. So that's what I did. I literally was going to like, well, first I started off just kind of being in my area, and that's how I was making like $300 to $500 a week. I was kind of BSing, I'm not even gonna lie. But then, like I said, once it hit me, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I cannot keep doing this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just start Ubering my ass off because I'm moving to LA. Like I kept saying it to myself. Like even if you all look back in my road trip video, I had something written on my wall with like all my goals, and it said like, you'll be in LA soon, like just keep your head up and this and this and this. And I would wake up every day for the most part and look at that, and I'd be like, okay, like I gotta get my ass out here, I gotta do what I gotta do so that I can get there. So yeah, I started going to Chicago every day. I mean, I was working 7 days a week to the point where my mom was like, are you gonna take a day off, yada yada. I was like, there is no days off. Like I'm not finna keep living here and just keep doing what I'm doing. Like y'all will see more when I keep talking about it, but like I was like, yo, I'm miserable here. I sleep pretty much all day. Like I would sleep from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then I would go out and do Uber from like 3 or 4 p.m. after I work out or whatever to like 1 a.m. Like I literally was just in a cycle of like, okay, I'm not even really living life. Like I'm kind of just here, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like I'm still young as hell. Like I'm literally just wasting my life, wasting my days. So sorry y'all, I get kind of off task, but yeah, so I started Ubering every single day. Like I literally have Linnea, like one friend back where I lived, and she would be like, what are you doing? You want to do this? You want to? No, I'm working. And she would be like, oh, well, like it got to the point where she was like, she knew I was in Chicago. So she would go to Chicago and she would be like, oh, I'm at Portillo's. Like, do you want to come with me to get some fries? Like, she's so sweet. So like it got to the point where she was like, you're not hanging out with me, like I need somebody to hang out with. Like she would come meet me there because I was like, girl, like I'm working. I mean, I would literally go out and do Uber some days in the morning from like 6 a.m. to noon, and then I would sleep, and then I would go back out from like 4 to like 2 a.m. sometimes 3 a.m. A couple of times I stayed out like just the whole night, and I was making bank. Like you just have to put yourself out there. Like a lot of people don't want to do Uber mainly the same reason as me. Like they're like, oh well, like it might be dangerous, yada yada, but what if it's not? Like I've literally only had 2 people that I can think of. One guy that was just creepy as hell, made me feel uncomfortable, but like I was ready to mace his ass, and like I got out the gym. Like he got out the car and I just drove off, you know. And then I had another guy out here actually in LA that I'm gonna do a story time about. He was low-key kooky as fuck, but like he wasn't even directing his energy towards me. Like he was directing his energy towards some other shit. So I'm gonna end up telling y'all about it, but like honestly, I feel like you get what you attract. If you keep thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna kidnap me, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna do this, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna do this, like you might end up there. But like if you just keep yourself positive, and this is if you believe in this, and you're like, okay, you know, like I'm in a good mood today, I'm feeling good, positive vibes, like positive people are gonna get in your car. Like it sounds crazy, but I literally was saying to myself, I want to be the Lyft or Uber driver that takes home like women, takes them to their house, their destination, or wherever they're going, so that they feel safe and they don't feel uncomfortable in the car. Like, I kept saying that to myself. I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just make a difference and like take like women to their place, you know, because I had so many like girls come in my car and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're a girl, like it's midnight, like I usually get hit on, I usually go through this and this and this, like I'm so glad that you picked me up because I feel so comfortable. And like I was like, okay, like maybe that can kind of be my thing. And like no bullshit, y'all, there be so many girls now that like come into my car and like we're talking, we're chatting it up, they're telling me about their life and like all these other things, and like I'm giving them advice, and like it's just crazy what the mind can do. So like don't ever count yourself out of something that especially is good as fuck on money just because you're scared, you know. Like, and then this leads into another thing. How did I move to LA? I took a risk. Like, I moved out here by myself. I just took that jump because I was like, I'm not about to keep living where I'm at. Like, I really don't like it, and I don't see myself really advancing the way I would like to. And since I've been here, I've been getting a lot of opportunities, and I feel like you just have to make that jump, and you have to know that this is the place for you also. Like, don't just move here because you see everyone on Instagram and YouTube moving here. You just have to have a mindset to where you know that like things are gonna go well for you. And don't get me wrong, shit was not easy. Like, I didn't save up as much as I wanted to. Like, even though I was making good ass money, it is more expensive here. So like, I didn't have everything figured out, but once I got here, I figured it out. So I don't know, you really just have to be able to take a risk and know that the place is right for you. Or even if you feel like it's right for you and you find out that it's not, at least you did it. I hope that was like detailed on like how I moved to LA. I literally moved to LA by Ubering my ass off. I did have like some makeup clients in between. I had a couple of weddings and stuff that I did that definitely put some money in my pocket. But like, yeah, like I bought a new car and I Ubered, and you can make bank on Uber. Like, some people make $4,000 a month on Uber. Like, you're not going to make that working at a job where you get paid $10 an hour. Like, you're just not. Like, I'm not even trying to be bogus because I've been there before. I've been at jobs where I made $8 an hour. Like, you're not gonna see this type of cash. Like, I never seen $4,000 until I started Ubering. Like, dead ass. I never seen that shit. So it's like, you just have to be dedicated. You have to be motivated, know what you're doing, like, and just do it. Like, and shit, my motto is I cry, and I actually have a song that's, I don't know when it's coming out, I have to record it, but it says like, I cry, then I rise. And like, that is so real, because there was some days where I was doing Uber and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to do Uber. Like, I want my YouTube to take off already. Like, I want my singing and acting and like my modeling, like I just want all that to take off already. And I would literally just be doing Uber. I would turn my Uber off and I would just be bawling. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. But like, that shit got me here, and now I'm here, and now I'm networking, and now I'm talking with people and getting into like the position to where my channel is growing, and like I actually feel good and comfortable filming, and I'm getting videos out for y'all. And it's just crazy how much of one change can do for your life. So yeah, I don't want to say too much. I be going off on a tangent, I swear. I really like love talking about making your life better, because I've been in a dark place before, and like to be out of that and see the light and know that it's possible for every single person in this world, whether you wake up and choose to be positive or negative. Like, I just love to help. Like, I swear I do. So that's how I moved to LA. I'm about to film the video real quick because I have to leave at like 6. It's like 5:28, but I'm about to film the other video real quick on 5 ways to make money. And yeah, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. I hope that you follow your freaking dreams, make your dreams priorities, and get out here and make this money, because there's money to be made. Make sure that you all comment, like, subscribe, share this video. Don't be bogus. Put your friends on. Help your friends out. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.